Hey! Welcome to another edition of the greatest goddamn D&D stream on this world and the next here. Welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. You got Soulrack the Destroyer ready to slash and bash your Sunday away. And if you look in the signs here, I am currently in the very happy Homer Simpson square over here. So that's how I feel about being here D&Ding with you guys. Of course, I'm not alone. We got Wilmore Chattington. We would have Fang the Man, but he might be falling in love. He's on a date. DM him to wish him well. And of course, we're here with the greatest goddamn D&D DM in all the land here. It's Nick Gonzalez. Take it away, Nick.
Everyone, I want everyone right now to go find Luke on Instagram. Send him the most inappropriate direct message that you possibly can. So hopefully his date's like looking over his shoulder and sees it and like, what kind of fucking scumbag am I with right now? I think that's probably the best thing everyone could do right now.
Every type of scumbag.
Yes, please. Actually, just like a picture of a pickle or something, like just no context anywhere, just like, and then the next one is like a dog, just like trying to piece it together.
And then,
So you get the message. All right, well, welcome everyone to tonight's Sunday night edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. As Carlos has mentioned, yeah, we're missing Fang tonight. Fang the Man, he was trying to bang. We'll see if he can pull through for us. With that said, we'll go ahead and give you guys a quick little recap of what happened the last time we were all together playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We had another quick little 1-hour session the last time. You guys were in the heart of the Hall of the Kings, squaring off against some of these yacht folk who have skin crawled to look like King Harness dwarven soldiers and guards, and the doppelganger who has disguised himself as King Harneth. You guys, took them down one by one, each one of these guards. The doppelganger was trying to pull away the king's hand skull and take him away from the area, but Harneth pulled him back. Soulrack came running up in his lichen form, raged out, slashing and bashing, tearing him down. Of course, Wilmore putting up some Eldritch Blasts on each one of these men and doing some hefty damage. And this doppelganger, in his last-ditch effort, he decided to quickly misty step away from the space that he was in, teleport behind Wilmore, and shuddered and shifted into the shape of a giant spider behind Wilmore, and began to look like he was about to maybe try to bite in and poison you guys, try to take you down, and maybe bring you back to his little nest if he could. But you guys were able to take down that spider quite quickly. Wilmore casting Dissonant Whispers on him and getting him to begin to quickly run away, and with 3 of his allies in the space all around, you guys all quickly chopped down on him, and with a massive amount of damage done, you guys were able to take him down. And Wilmore quickly ran on over, hopped on his chest, with black ichor kind of pooling out from the spidery body after it shifts back into the doppelganger form, and he heals this doppelganger with a med kit, bringing him back to consciousness and stabilizing him. Wilmore questioning him quickly, and Soulrack in his lichen form snarling at him, inches from his face. He looks around, blinking around the room, both at you two and then at your guys' allies, and of course his downed yacht folk who were turned into these shield dwarves. And he just kind of blinks and stares at you guys with his nondescript face. And Wilmore, as you're sitting on his face, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about what could be happening at Luke's date right now. Wilmore, as you're sitting
at Chili's.
I'll show you a blooming onion.
oh, that's nasty.
Wilmore, as you're sitting on his chest and Soulrack, you're inches away from his face, drooling and snarling. What do you guys do here, as you guys have had him pretty much restrained here?
Note, I had just intimidated him very badassly.
You did.
Before we cut away from last week's adventure. So he might have been pooping in his pants. So look over at Chattington and say, don't squeeze his stomach too hard. Yeah. That shit.
What happened?
Oh. So, what brings you to these parts now, my friend? And I just kind of look at him.
Just quietly looks at you both wide-eyed, his mouth sealed shut, just kind of looking around intimidated and scared, but doesn't seem to want to release any information.
The mouth, is it sealed shut, or no? It's just like skin over where his mouth.
It's just like
should be,
skin
right?
over where his mouth should be. Yeah. He's capable of speaking, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you know who you just were, friend, and I looked down on him. But you were just revived from the depths of hell. For the one Chaddington here. If it was up to me, I would have just let you rot. He wanted to keep you alive. I suggest you start talking. Start talking fast. I grin, my teeth again.
Do you want to persuade or intimidate?
I'm going to persuade.
Yeah, go ahead and make that persuasion check.
Hey, 16.
16. All right. Yeah, you kind of you lean over and you start saying this to him as he has been pulled back from this the ethereal plane essentially, and back here to the material plane, and he is thankful for that. So he looks around and says, "What do you want to know?"
Why are you here? Why did you take over? Why did you usurp the king's place?
Well, I was sent here by someone higher up on the chain, and wanted to come in here, have me pose as the king. So the dwarves here at Citadel Advar would have no idea that the weaponry would be creating and sending down to whomever may need it would go out without a question.
Look over at Chaddington after he says higher up. And I look back at him. Chaddington?
So I'm going to pull out my bag of holding and kind of stick just his head in it, like half his body. I'm gonna wait like a minute, and then I'm gonna take it off and then go. So, who are these weapons going to again, my friend?
You can make a persuasion.
And before he answers, I'm gonna put his head back in the bag.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Take it back out. You were saying?
He comes up gasping for air. Go ahead, roll persuasion. And your exact question was, where exactly are they going, or
no? Who exactly is getting these here weapons?
22.
I heard they're going to Daggerford, my friend.
Someone has loose lips then. Yes, sending them down to Daggerford, preparing the armies down there with the Zentarum. And their leader that they have there.
Yes.
Oh.
Some sort of evil man who's leading the ways down in Daggerford.
Yes, I know who you speak of.
I put his head back in the bag. I look at Solrak and I go, I think there might be trouble on the home front, my friend. Poke him in his belly.
Otis, Rubia's strategy is to recruit more men. I've been saying that for like 77 human weeks now. Yeah. No, let's not listen to Sorlak. And now he's got a fucking army. But okay, just had to kill them all.
I take the guy's head out of the bag and go, well, it seems that's really all you're worth, so do you want to die or be let go?
Wait. Stop him. Say you were sent by someone higher up. That Narvi?
He looks at you. How do you know the Narvi? You see his lips kind of tremble.
Oh, you're scared of Narvi. I don't know why. I whisper into his ear. Because Narvi's our bitch.
Says, yes, Narvi's been working with, ever since he started working with House Lauren, and they've had me doing their vile, dirty work for them. It's not quite the same. They expect all this to come on top and be favorable for Loth, the Spider Queen, but I don't think they know exactly what they're doing.
Well,
Then why do
let me
you
ask
follow
you-
them? Go on, Sergeant.
I was just going to ask you. I was going to pull out the picture of the 7 and say, so you're working for these people to help Loth? I mean, do you really think that they would help Loth?
Looks at the picture, and then looks back at you. No, I don't think that they have anything to do with Loth, but I think, at least, Mother Zareth thinks that teaming up with Narvi and showing this power and destruction of the vile surface dwellers will win the favor of Loth. Teaming up with this Narvi and his army of the undead. It's vile. It's not how I would go about things.
Why do you still do it?
Well, it's either I follow along or I'd been long dead by now.
Yeah. Look at Chaddington. I signal at him with my head to put the sack back over.
Sack them.
I whisper, if we ask him to join us.
Do you really want somebody like this on our team? I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I'm not the strong one here.
This would be Reginald would chime in as they're listening to you guys with this right now and say, "Oi, Solrak, we can't have him join in with us. House Laren, they're the ones responsible for taking Megara from Gontogrim and taking Gontogrim from the dwarves in the first place, and they're constantly trying to take it back from us and fight us in any certain way that they can. No way in Doom of Thorns. No. Sorry,
Hear
Solrak.
me out. Hear me out. Did just successfully infiltrate this kingdom, becoming king. Who's to say he can't do the same in Daggerford with Rubius? Good. That way we could sneak out Rubius and leave him in there.
I just don't. I think he would just run away the second we would tell him to do something.
I think he's a slithery snake. I mean, look at the skin. You just see him like kind of shifting and twitching inside the bag. You guys, he's kicking his feet now. Seems like
All right.
Take
You
it off
guys
a
are
little
right.
bit.
Unsack him.
starts breathing heavily. Look, I've told you. I've told you what you need, the information that you have asked for. Just let me go on my own way. I won't help them out any further. They won't know that I wasn't successful here. And disappear. Be no name. I could change my face any shape I'd like.
You're quite right. I do see you disappearing. And I put him in the bag.
Oh,
Tie
shit.
the bag.
Oh, fuck.
Oh!
Wilmore, you go ahead and you slide him into that bag of holding, and he vanishes into there to this demi-plane, which is the size of your sack, and he just vanishes in there into that darkness, and you hear one last shout out to you guys as he's disappearing in there. Be careful, they'll be coming back for Gontogrim soon. And he just vanishes into that sack.
That was very caring of us for a guy that was just put in your sack, Chaddington. Then I just can't help but giggle.
Let's just say, if he's a friend of Narvi, he may find another friend or two in there one day.
That's true. Now here's the thing. I always thought that babies were made from coming from the sack. I don't know that a human could go into. Never mind. I just got cross-eyed for a second.
It's just a little painful.
Wilmore, you suddenly, as you're like, we're closing your sack, you saw this flash of, see a flash of like quick like mote of white light just shoot out from the top as you're pulling the seal shut on it, and you hear a quick like sonic, like the air just like break for a moment there, and then to the north you hear like something fall, and then pitter-patter footsteps begin running.
That came out of your sack, dude. You better see a doctor about that.
Booking it north to where that sound came from.
And I follow.
I go, that bastard.
So you begin running up to the north. Yeah, it sounds like it's past the door that's on the north side, right past you guys right there. That footfall sounded like it was a bit beyond the doorway already there, probably like 20-30 feet or so. But yeah, you guys begin running on up there if you'd like.
I kick that door open and Sanity flies ahead to see what she can see.
Kick the door on open and Harneth shouts at you, "Oi, Wilmore, wait up, wait up! Aye, no one goes back there, mate."
And I go, no one gets away from me, mate. And I go.
All right, you get going, and yeah, so you send Sanity in there, begins flying on back, and Sanity begins flying back. It goes down through these tunnels for about 50 feet straight, and then hooks down to the right, begins going down some stairs where they're like natural, or they're man-made stairs, and then they start turning into natural like rock formations, and it begins to open up into like a large, open, underground cavern system after going down about 100 feet down this stairway. And Harneth comes up and runs up to you, Wilmore, and shouts, "Oi, that's the tunnels I mentioned to you about, the going down to the underdock. If he's going down there, he's probably making a run for it." And you can respond to that if you want, but Sanity can, of course, take a look out into this opening here if Sanity would like to.
I'm already running in there. I don't even respond. I just go, he's not getting away from me.
All right. So you keep on running.
Follow.
You guys, boom, 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 keep on running. All right, so it takes you guys just a little bit of time then to catch up to where Sanity has found this like opening into the Underdark, essentially, and this like large open cavern. It seems like you guys get down to like the bottom of these stairs, and there's a wide walkway that goes around the wall, and there's a large central opening where there's stalactites and stalagmites growing from the ground, jutting up from every direction, and it's just like large, vast, open space. Let me see if I can find a solid picture for you guys. See all sorts of different like crystalline structures and mushrooms, and like these like black obsidian rocks and all sorts of different like strange kind of things, of course, you don't typically see on the surface. This is a completely new underground environment that you guys have never experienced before, and you get down into that space as you've been taking it all in and looking all about. Go ahead and make a perception check, whoever wants to take a look around for me.
Perception.
I'm gonna take a listen. Just see if I can.
13.
Oops, I did not mean a picture with a fucking dragon in it. I just found that one online. Did not see the dragon before I posted it. Here we go. This won't work. So you're sniffing. Did you roll that perception? There we go. 19, and that was with your advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys begin looking around everywhere. Solrak sniffing, Wilmore checking around the scenery. Excuse me. And Solrak, as you begin sniffing around, you start getting like smells of these like strange, undersurface dwelling kind of creatures. It's like a very like pungent smell, almost like almost fungal in a way.
Report back to Chattington. Alone.
Wilmore, as you look around, see pretty much all the sights and scenes that I mentioned. These different kind of mushrooms growing up, purple and blue stones, black stones, this wide open cavern space, and like kind of stalactites dripping from the ceilings and roots, kind of creating like vine systems and this kind of like canopy from the ceiling system as well. You don't see any sort of creatures though poking around and moving inside of here.
I don't have any sense of where the doppelganger could have went.
With a 13, no.
I just kind of leaned back, and I guess everybody followed us down. I go, I think may have lost him, and I'm a little nervous at what I see in front of me.
I would say that Reginald and Misa and Fang, of course, followed, and Reginald would look around and say, "Oi, your first venture down to the Underdark."
I mean, I've been in the dark